Feniks checking in. This rising, we're going live in Birmingham, Alabama. And I wanted to talk to you this rising about hustling over grounded obstacles naturally. Hold on. When I came up with when I was coming up with the meeting for HogOn, I had to make it stand for something that I represented, something that I was about. I grew up I'm an 80s baby, so, when I was growing up, you know, I believed in you had to be about what you said. You had to not only talk the talk, you had to walk the walk. That's what they told me. Boy, you keep doing what you're doing, you go down to the prison, you've been talking, and you're going to have to walk it down there. I remember them telling me that. And so I always believed in surviving, and the situations I was in, we never really had a lot like at all, fam. My grandfather got by. He was a World War II veteran, so he was on a fixed income. But he did everything he could. My parents, my mom worked hard. And at one stage in my life when I was young, it looked like things was going to really be just like over the top. You know what I mean? Everything was going to be good. And then, crack cocaine got introduced into my family from my dad. And I remember living in Denver, going from, looking like we was, middle class, and then from that to sleeping in the car, fam. So, getting your hog on has always been like a survival. My mom always told me we're gonna be all right, fam. We're gonna be all right, little Joe. That's what she's always say. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I witnessed my mom in different relationships and having different jobs that I could tell that was hard on her. But she had me and my sister, and she was like, whatever I got to do, y'all my motivation, you know what I mean? So salute to mothers that's on the ground right now, that's out there getting it. I salute you, you know what I mean? I was raised by that type of mother. I was raised by a single mother that was determined to, make sure we was okay. And in that process, it seems like you tend to lose a son or a child, because they working all the time. You know what I mean? They working all the time. They ain't got a lot of time to focus on what the child is doing. So a lot of times the child can go astray. And I went astray, family. The streets took me at a young age, and I was seeing some things that a normal child my age shouldn't have been around. But my mom, all she could do was work, fam. So when I think about it now and about what it means and about, what I stand for and represent, everything has always been a struggle to hustle, to pay bills, to, keep the lights on, to, feed us, you know what I mean? I was like, bro, it's always been a struggle, you know what I mean? And I was telling someone, they said, man, you from Arkansas, so, you're a Razorback, but I'm not a Razorback family. I'm a hog though, you know what I mean? Because that's why my hog look different. It's completely different from a Razorback hog. I had to make sure I do that from trademark things, and then I wanted my own personal trademark and logo. So, but I had to represent where I was from. And it's two reasons why my hog had to be so significant, and it had to be the base of it had to be just the face, because sometimes that's all you see when you in the midst of something. You see the face of it, you know what I mean? So us being hogs, ain't nobody sitting on a bowl outside like a dog. Here goes some food, here goes something to drink. Normally, if the hog don't figure out how they gonna eat for the day, they'll starve, you know what I mean? So the hustle and the drive and the motivation is different. And it seems like even if they got a lot of food around, like even if we feel like we're making it, we still hustle like we ain't got nothing, you know what I mean? Because it's just part of our nature, you know what I mean? To hustle over grounded obstacles naturally, because in life, family, we gonna face things. We even gonna have to go through them, around them, or over them. But we're gonna face them, fam. So we're gonna have to get our hog on. So, it's more than just a logo to represent welding. It's more than just a logo to, for a fad. This is a lifestyle, fam. HogOn is a lifestyle. And, those who get their hog on with me, everybody isn't welders. Everybody isn't black and African American or black native. Everybody isn't from the streets. But one thing that we all got in common as a people, as a human race, we have struggles, family. We have things we have to overcome. We have obstacles that we have to face. And through it all, if we don't hog on, family, if we don't hustle, if we don't just keep being persistent, that situation don't even overcome us, or we're not going to reach our full potential in life. And one thing that if we don't learn nothing else in life, God will give you a purpose. And if you don't fulfill it, he'll raise someone else up to fulfill it. So you have an opportunity to live out your destiny. And sometimes we think that we need so many things to do that, fam, you know what I mean? But we really don't. I have a picture of the project I'm working on right now in Birmingham. And, doing this new construction, I faced obstacles as far as how to engineer it to make it work right. Because we're doing a new thing. This is a complete different build. We're going with a complete setup. Everything is different. So, we're trying to make sure it works so we can duplicate it. And in the process, you're gonna meet some stumbling blocks. So, it has been a fun, interesting project because the people that I'm dealing with, everybody is willing to do whatever it takes. Like, it's nothing more greater than working with a team. And when they face an adversity, when they face a problem, they said, okay, what we need to do? Okay, how much that gonna cost? Okay, let's get that. Point blank, period. Just okay, let's go and pay for that. Okay, let's move this. It's nothing like working with someone that doesn't let nothing stop them. We know that we're gonna have problems. And one of my business partners, he like to say, I'm not a victim. I never played a victim. I have victimized people. I have been on both sides of the fence, and I just accept what life gives me. You know what I mean? And I respect him for his philosophy, and I understand it. Being around him, you get someone who have went from one way to another. You can't just say, "Oh, woe is me" all the time. Sometimes if you put negative energy out there in the universe, fam, that's what you're gonna get back. So, we just have to realize, fam, no matter what we're facing, what type of obstacles we're building, that we got to hog on. So this project is going pretty smooth. Like I say, it's a couple things that I'm still working on. Planned on being done within a week is my goal. Right now, the help that I need, he can't help me over the weekend. So I was hoping I'll be able to get more done over the weekend, but I'm gonna be able to get a few things done, but not what I wanted to get done. But I got him Monday through Friday of next week, so Monday through Thursday, so I'll be able to finish it. So you gotta work with what you got. But I just wanted to say, fam, that HogOn is a lifestyle for those who are not familiar with it. But I like to give a background of my story and how I really embraced it. And when I was in Fayetteville, Arkansas, fam, is when I actually started working on the logo, and when I got it done. And it was crazy when you start doing something and you think of your state, you think of your people, you think of things that towns and names and things that really don't support you. I grew up and realized, fam, a lot of times we'll try to represent places and things that they don't really represent us. They don't really support us. Even if you came up with a new thing, if it was through a different channel, they'd embrace it. But since it's not through that channel, it's like, So it's always a good old boy system, especially in the South. You know what I mean? So I learned that we just have to build our own thing, and I had to form up a way to say that I'm from the South. I'm from actually the what they call the Delta, the Blues heritage, area, and we faced a lot of blues, fam, and that's why my hog is blue, because my people on my mom's side for sure was raised in the cotton fields. You know what I mean? Like, I chopped cotton. I was jumping on the back of the trucks, 10, 11 years old, 12, chopping cotton. And once I started selling drugs around 12, 13, I stopped, honestly. And then, I started getting money in different ways, but that's how I got my school clothes. So, I'm familiar with the hustle. I'm familiar with working, being in the sun. So being out there in the heat, people were like, man, I was like, how you do it? I'm like, bro, I'm from the cotton field, bro. I've been out here standing in the sun all day. We be joking, laughing with the hoes, chopping, even in prison, you know what I mean? It was like, I'm just a different breed, fam. Some things you have to accept. I know I'm a field person and I can do some office things too. But I'm more of a field person and I'm cool with it because, God designed me like that. We have to take care of ourselves, drink fluids and stay healthy. But, I enjoy being out there. I enjoy the sun kissing my skin and me getting a little darker, you know what I mean? And since I've been on this project, I started actually growing my beard just a little bit, only because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see how long it'll get until I finish this project, and then I really don't grow it, so I'm probably cut it back off and just keep my little goatee. But everything we do, fam, we got to have a reason and a motive behind it, and I think getting your hog on just shows that you're an overcomer, no matter what life sends you obstacles, you're gonna, keep knocking on that door and getting it. I seen a couple messages pop up. Let me make sure I save them and lock them in. Good rising, good rising. What's up, family? Excel checking in. Good rising, Queen. Good rising, Queen. I see you up early. Like I say, I just wanted to give a few updates. The container is going well, though. Just working out a few kinks, a few things you learn that you don't know on certain things. I'm gonna tell you something. Certain things you can't cut costs on. You try to save money, but you realize in certain areas you have to spend the money. So, during this pandemic and when the crisis kind of hit in 2020, I heard a contractor say, don't buy a house that was built from 2020 or end of 2019 or whenever the pandemic hit until now, because you're getting something cheap. It's not going to have what you thought was going to be in it. Cheap material. And they right, because I done been on job sites, family, where they got these condos they selling for too much money, and we walking on falling in the floors while they building them. They using that cheap of materials. Oh, we're gonna put something else on the top and this on the top instead of just buying what you need. Fam, we don't know, what I mean? We so quick to trust the system, not knowing that the system is designed to make money, fam. This is the United States of America. Meaning this is a business, fam. So we have to transcend from just being workers. We have to learn it, us, I realized, I was thinking the other day, us coming from the cotton fields and coming out of slavery, from Jim Crow and all these oppressive historical things we went through in America. We was just dropped as black natives, African Americans, we was just dropped into freedom. Okay, you free. A lot of us didn't know education. I didn't have education other than work. Didn't know anything about finances, and even if we would have got 40 acres in America, no telling what would have happened. Some would have probably worked it and kept it, and some people might would have lost it and put it back. But what we was promised, we never got. So from being in that type of situation where you didn't ask someone, or someone forced you to be under them and deprive you, that the black natives of America, black descendants of America, they deprived us from even learning, fam. You go through history, you never see where a people got oppressed, where their oppressor said, you know what, we want y'all to be stupid. We don't want you to learn nothing. We want you to just know the name and know certain things, and so it was always a mockery, always a belittlement, always a downgrade, always a culture degrading, a belittlement, a weapon they was forming to really demobilize our thoughts of freedom and of who we was. And if you don't know who you was, family, you would give up and you would just go with the lies that you was told, And we have all type of history in America, fam. So, I'm big on black history, and just learning more about it, fam, it just opens your mind up just to see the truth about life. And, you know, with HogOn, I am Afrocentric. I always tell people that, you know, what I do is for everybody, just like Christ. You know, when Jesus was sent into the world, people act like they forget that he even said that I was sent to the Jews first. I had to go to my people. And if once my people rejected me, then I had to take the word to everyone. And me personally, I just came and I presented the word to everyone, but I was directed to my people. So I'm always talking to us. I'm always uplifting us, especially those who have been damaged, the degenerates, so to speak, the ex-cons, the prisoners, the black youth, those in the projects, the slums, the gutters, who think that there is no only way but one way to do it. So me surviving and giving what I give with HogOn, it's just to encourage and uplift others that no matter what you look like, because we don't have to switch it up. Sometimes we think we got to switch it up. And I feel like there's going to be some rough things, but the crazy thing is we still fall into their status quo. If I change my name, if I do this, don't that still sound like slavery to you? Why can't I just be me? I'm going to be me, and how I look and how I want to embrace myself and form my culture is what I'm going to embrace. And I feel like I can do that without disrespecting anyone, without belittling anyone. I'm just embracing who I am and being proud to speak on it and talk about it. But sometimes it seems like when you do that, there's always to be someone from another way saying, well, you don't have to talk so loud. And it's about everyone. It's about this, but it's really not, fam. Everyone deserves human rights, fam. Everyone deserves human rights. But America has literally crippled the black society. Like, they made it where we even working for them or tied to them or under their feet somehow. Like, from buying things, from getting credit, from people having to use their friends to pose as the house owners to get a proper bid on the house before they sell it. Like, it's just so much making sure that certain generational wealth was never created in our community. And that's why people still work now, and debit cards. You never get wealthy using the debit card, but that's their goal. They use credit cards to even pay bills. They use someone else's money. They leverage the system, and we use our money to do everything because we don't know no better, fam. We use our money to do everything. I heard a guy say it's against the law at my house for my kids to have debit cards. They got credit cards. I'm off the top. I'm showing them how to do this, and this is how we're gonna do it. And we have to learn that type of education. We have to learn, how to pay taxes, so to speak. You get a lot of money, inheritance, you working for them, and you become a movie star, singer, hip hop, whatever. And we don't really know anything about taxes. I heard a little baby say, man, they didn't tell me about this when I was getting the money. I don't remember sending him in school. Well, I didn't finish school, but I didn't remember telling him I had to get so much money they were gonna come take me. And he said the only thing they told me was he wasn't spending his money. I was like, man, I got to give him this much of my money. I made the money, and I got to give him this much just because I made the money. Yeah, So certain things you learn about the system, that it's the system, fam. So you have to pay the system what the system, what you owe the system. And right now in my life, fam, another reason I'm hogging on, like, life has been changing for me. Like, sometimes you'll wake up and you'll be in one spot and you'll be grateful, thankful and going through something, and then you'll wake up in a harder spot and you're like, man, I had it better then, but when you changing and you growing in different stages, it's not going to be comfortable, I'm 42 years old, fam, and I have seen a lot up to this point. And I feel like there's a lot of life left in me. But I can't be naive and tell you that, I don't face challenges. Like right now, here lately, I have been feeling overwhelmed with what I'm dealing with my kids, divorce, child support, job opportunity, just housing, living, just man, so much going on right now. You know, helping my daughter, the grandbabies, just trying to just stay alive, fam. You know what I mean? It's been real, and regardless, you know, of what I face personally, I'ma still get my hog on, fam. You know, I like, you know, if it don't kill me, it's gonna make me stronger. You know, I get to the point where, you know, you get to the point where you think like, you know what, they have took everything from me at this point but my life. So until they take that, I'm just gonna keep pushing until I make a life. You know what I mean? Make it better. You know what I mean? But you know, life is what it is, fam. So that's why I believe, you know, we got the hog on, fam. We got the hog on. So, you know, me coming to Birmingham, working on this shipping container conversion for your shelf has been an experience and a blessing. It's been humbling. It's been, you know, frustrating dealing with parts and working on stuff, different stuff. But it has been most definitely a great experience. And I'm glad I came because it opened up not just a door in the city to come and network, but it opened up my mind to a new horizon, a different opportunity. You know, sometimes I back would be up against the wall and would think like, we ain't got no better way. And there's always a better way, fam, but we just don't see it sometimes, you know what I mean? So, you know, no matter what you're going through, personally, anyone that's going through things, man, just keep hustling over grinding obstacles naturally, man. Just keep pushing, you know. I remember I wrote a small song when I was in prison, a little gospel song that I was working on for my aunt. And I remember the hook said, pray until something happens. You know, sometimes, fam, we have to just not only just pray, but we have to put our actions behind it. Because sometimes we'll want things, but we won't put the necessary, I say, drive behind it to get us where we want to be. You know what I mean? So don't just pray for it, you know, push and believe in it to, you know, put your actions behind it. And things gonna get uncomfortable, fam, you know. But there was an old proverb. There's an old proverb that states, your gift will set you before kings and not before mean man, fam. And family, I'm 42 years old, and I can tell you I've read that several times. But this last year, I really embraced it, especially like during this pandemic. Most definitely because my gift has kept me afloat. I haven't drowned. I've been in some high waters, you know what I mean? But I haven't drowned, but it's been my gift, family. And I'm using it to, you know, I'm using it. At first, you know, I felt like I was using it just to get by. And now I realize how I'm using it to really build lives and change lives and empower other people. And in doing so, it empowers me, you know, to to turn a box into a idea without a print. Because this project that we're doing at your shelves, we had several ideas, and you know how sometimes the ideas change. You know, when you don't have when you're not solid on what you want to do. Like we want to do it, but as we learn different policies, different laws, different permits, okay, we're gonna do it this way. Okay, we can do it this way. So we learn different things to critique what we're doing, which made this a unique project because I am literally building this without a blueprint. I'm actually making the print as I build it. The measurements of the wall cuts, the measurements of the windows, how we're gonna set this, how that's gonna go. But this one, it's all engineered as we go. You know, we're doing what works, and what don't work, we go back to the drawing board, fine tune it, and jump back into it. But the project has been very interesting. So when it's all said and done, fam, and you get a chance to come out to Birmingham, Alabama, to check out the pyramid I built. I like to call it a pyramid because it's just a new structure in the area that was built by a black Native American in the city. that wasn't from the city but came to the city to actually empower someone else. So I think that just the structure alone stands a lot because it shows how we can learn a trade and we can physically, literally turn that trade into a business. And I built something in front of everyone, hired some people from the local area, showed my skills, help them on theirs, and we come together building something. And it's gonna be amazing, fam. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done. And I'm humbled that we could actually pull this off. And it's going right now. And I'm thankful that, I was called, fam. You know what I mean? Like it was, to this day, I think about how it all played and circumstances was happening where it seems like I wasn't gonna make it down here, fam. I ain't gonna lie. Circumstances was happening where I was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna work out or not. But I kept pushing and, from things happening with my vehicle, situation, family, it was back to back. But, I made it and I came here to build something that I know, fam, is gonna outlive me. And that's the cool thing about it because I'm humble with that. And I know that that's a fact. I know that this shipping container conversion that I built, I know everyone that I built is gonna outlive me. But this one right here is special because I'm building for a gentleman who's building for his kids and their kids. And what he's building now, I can say I have my hand in it. I'm not a chef, but I'm cooking something too. You know what I'm saying? And we come together, man, and it's just a beautiful thing because sometimes you can deal with people where when you embellish them and you make them shine, they make you shine. And that's when you're dealing with genuine people. That's when you're dealing with people that, got your best interest in mind. And sometimes, like I say, family isn't necessarily blood, fam. Family is people with your same motives in mind or your same agenda. They want to see you win. And, sometimes your blood family don't want to see you win. I watched a movie the other day that literally a brother set his own other brother up and got him killed. And the brother would have did anything for him. And he just got jealous because he got on drugs and couldn't figure his life out, so he felt his brother was holding him down. And man, that was a powerful movie because, we in our communities, we didn't ever have much. And it seems like once we get a little something, one of us that's close to us is going to take it from us because they feel like we don't deserve it, they deserve it. We didn't put enough work in, they did. And if, sometimes the shoe could just fall on a different foot sometimes, And, fam, I want to say this. Don't push off a blessing. Don't close a door just because it didn't open for you. But maybe the door opened for someone who said, hey, you can come with me. I can bring one person. Don't get mad because you wasn't called. If that person said, hey, I want you to come. I want you to be with me. Don't worry about it. Sometimes, fam, we have to be humble, fam, to realize that all of us are called, but only a few of us are chosen to get our HogOn. Y'all be blessed, fam. I'm out. Enjoy your day. Black Feniks.